Something that's been on the list for a little while is updating Sammy's room. How old are you now, Sam?
5.
5, almost 6.
6.
I'm about to be 6. Currently, we got a mixture of some superhero stuff and some of the baby stuff that we had in the room. It's kind of a mixture of stuff, and we're gonna go with a new theme and make it a grown-up room for Sammy.
Yeah.
So, what theme are we gonna go with when we do your new room?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. All right. Yes, sir.
So maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna build a Star Wars Darth Vader Lego head.
Nice. So I guess without further ado, we got to get started. Got to start taking some stuff off the walls, move the bed away from the walls, and we're going to start painting first. And then we got some cool accessories we're going to hang up a little bit later. So let's get after it, bud.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm getting to use my favorite paintbrushes by Zebra. Looking forward to that. Here's the swatches we're using. Going to do an accent wall in this Infinite Deep Sea. This will also have some lines painted on it later on to make it look like it's jumping into hyperspace. And then dolphin fin. Now that I got all my gray cut-in work done, I'm starting to see some good contrast, and I'm definitely ready to say goodbye to this baby blue color, and so is Sam. So now that we got this done, let's get to rolling. Okay, that's it. That's the last spot of baby blue in this room. Let's get it knocked out. So now with all the walls painted the base color, it's time to start this hyperspace accent wall. Doing a method that I found online. It's a string tied to a tack. Gonna make little lines around. I've never done this before, and I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn last night. Okay, so it's time to start working on Sammy's Star Wars room again. And, like I've said before, these projects, I don't plan them fully in advance. What was going to be painting the walls and putting some accessories up has now turned into building furniture. The bed that we have for him was one that converted from a crib. And honestly, it just doesn't work very well, and it doesn't fit in the room very well. And we just don't like it. So I'm going to build him a new headboard. Now, I've built a few headboards before, and this one's not going to be much different than the ones that I've done. I also have this stack of old weathered lumber back over here. A friend of mine brought this over. I have to actually build another headboard for her son with this stuff. So 2 headboards are on the order here, and I don't have time to fool with this tomorrow. I have plans. So that means I got to get as much as I can done today. I don't think I'll get finished, but I'm going to give it a shot, see what happens. I also think before it's all said and done, I'm going to build Sam a nightstand, but I don't think I'm going to tackle that today. I'm going to see what I have left over from this project and from other projects, some scrap that I have, and see if I can build it out of that. So I just got back from our little mini vacation at Kalahari, which was fantastic. But I don't want to waste any time. I need to fill some holes and start the sanding process on Sam's headboard. So I'm just going to get after it. I got a lot of DIY work to do, and it's a long weekend, so that's good. I need to finish this headboard for Sam. That's first priority. Second priority is I need to finish the rustic headboard for my friend, and then I hope to get on the list, maybe building Sam a nightstand. So I have already used wood filler to fill in any nail holes or gaps or anything on Sam's headboard. And so I've rough sanded it with 120, and now I need to go in with 220 and do a smooth sanding, and then I'm gonna fill in any remaining cracks with some big stretch. That's officially all I have time for today. One coat. I'll come in and do another coat, maybe tomorrow, and then hopefully get this thing put in Sammy's room tomorrow. But we're doing some celebrating with some neighbors, and I've got some food to prepare, and we've got a nice sunshiny day to go get in the pool. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It really did increase the space that we have in Sam's room now. And now I just need to wait for these lights that I had to dry, and then I can install them a little later today. One of the things I wanted to do in Sam's Star Wars bedroom is to make a Death Star shaped shelf for his wall. And I had to cut that out of a piece of MDF, and I knew the perfect people to call to do that for me. Houston Renovators. These guys work all over the city of Houston, making spaces and homes beautiful, more functional, and just straight up awesome. But that's not all they do. They also have a CNC machine, and they can cut just about anything out of a slab of wood. So I called up Miles from Houston Renovators the other day, and I said, hey man, what do you think about taking a slab of MDF and cutting out this Death Star for me on your CNC machine? And he said, yeah man, I think that's something we can do. Just send over some photos and I'll take a look at it and give you some mock-up designs. So I did that. I sent him some photos, and within minutes he sent me some mock-up designs. I told him, let's go, let's do it. And he got right on top of cutting this thing out, and then sent me this awesome video too. Just like anybody that's good at their job, you're always working. So these guys weren't here for me to pick this up today, but they did leave it so I could grab it and get started on it. Because I got to go home and install some shelves on it, I got to paint it, I got to put some lights on it, and then get it hung up in Sammy's bedroom. So I got a lot of work to do. Let's get after it. It's time to get this Death Star hung up on the wall. It's going to go on this spot back here behind me, and although it's not incredibly heavy, I'm still not confident just sticking nails in the wall and throwing it up there, so I'm turning to easy anchors once again. I'll put a link here so you can check them out. So the lights have to plug in to an outlet that's down below down here. But I don't want that cord hanging down the wall. I want that to go inside the wall. I don't want to be able to see it. So I got this little system so I can run that through the wall. Let's get that started. The system to pass cables through the wall worked out perfectly. I'll link it down here so you can take a look. I would totally buy it again if I had to do this again. But don't be me, read the instructions and use the template, because obviously I winged it and I had all kinds of issues, but I got it and we're working great. Okay, it's time. It's finally time. I have to get on making this nightstand for Sammy's Star Wars bedroom. I've got to finish this project. I've been putting this part of it off for reasons I don't even know why for so long now. I don't really have a good reason why I'm doing this intimidation. I've built nightstands before. I've built a ton of stuff before. I built nightstands almost identical to this one that I'm going to be building before. But there's just some things that I'm hung up on this one, and I'm not going to overcome them until I just start doing it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get finished with this weekend. I certainly won't get finished with it today because I have concert tickets tonight. But I've got to get started or I'm never going to get started. And so, without further ado, let's start milling some lumber down. This is some rough, knotty pine. But we're going to send it through the planer. Let me show you what happens. After 3 passes, we come out real nice and smooth. And once I plane the other side, it'll be nice and dimensional. One thing that gets a whole lot of use in my garage whenever I'm doing woodworking is my horsehair brush. I'm really glad I bought this thing years ago and I keep it around just to keep my work surface clean so that when it's time to do the next job, I have a nice clean surface to work with. Let's do a quick tutorial on countersink holes. This is a countersink bit. You can see it's got a little cone shape to it. And whenever I put it in my drill and I drill in my pre-drilled holes, it's going to make a little cone shape, which is going to be the perfect shape for the screw to sit in so that it'll sit flush with the wood. Take a look at the cone shapes right here. And as you can see, this is what it looks like when the screws are in and they sit nice and flush. That's all I got time for today, but check it out. I got a lot further along than I thought I would. I built my drawer. Here's the face for the drawer, so that'll slide in there. The unfortunate thing is the slides I bought were too large, so I had to order some new ones. But those slides are gonna be here tomorrow, so that's good news. I should get the construction of this thing done tomorrow, although I don't think I'm gonna get it painted. I don't think I have the patience, the time for that. That'll have to be next weekend. For now, I'm just gonna clean up my workspace so I got a nice clean place to start working tomorrow. Then I'm gonna go get ready for tonight. Who's been really good at procrastinating on a project lately? This guy. I've got to get Sammy's Star Wars room finished. All I really have left to do is to finish the nightstand, hang some shelves, and decorate the place. Let's get this job done. Now, I'm very close on the nightstand, as you probably saw last week. I did run into a little bit of a snag with the slides. The new ones that I got, they're either a different size or maybe I just miscalculated altogether. And so I have to make some adjustments to make them fit, but I think I got a plan. So I ran into a snag. Working with wood, sometimes this stuff happens. I'll show you what happened. I grabbed this nightstand to pick it up and move it, and I grabbed it by one of these little rails here, and it pulled out and busted this whole area out. These kind of things happen when you're working with wood sometimes. Luckily, wood is very forgiving. And so I was able to adjust it, get it back in, fasten it. I glued it in place, and now I'm using some wood filler to kind of mask all the trouble that I started. The real problem is that kind of stops my progress for today. I am able to sand around it a little bit and kind of get this thing prepared and ready for paint. But for the most part, that's going to end it for today. But let me show you the finished product. So as you can see, I did the shaker style trim all the way around it. And I'm starting to fill in and caulk holes and things like that. And so I'm pretty happy with the way it's come out. My shelf is gonna go on, is right back over there. That shelf's gonna go along the bottom, of course. And here's my drawer, shaker style drawer. Come on, baby. Yeah, here we go. Soft close. So, it's looking good. Pretty proud of this thing. All right, hell or high water, I'm finishing the Star Wars room today. I'm gonna finish this nightstand. I'm gonna hang some shelves. We're gonna decorate this thing. I still got a Darth Vader Lego thing that we've been working on. Let's get this done. I've been showing you all this progress on the nightstand for the last couple of weeks, but one thing I've been working simultaneously on and haven't mentioned anything about really is some floating shelves that I'm going to put above Sam's bed. Check it out. The space above the bed here really is lacking something. The shelves I'm making should do the trick. Finished product on the shelves just before priming and painting. You can see I went ahead and added the beveled edge here. This is just a little detail here that satisfies me, but no one will ever notice. I bought some black metal L brackets on Amazon that I'm going to use to mount these shelves. I'm going to go ahead and put them on the wall and dry fit the shelves before I prime and paint. All right, everybody, listen up because I need your help. I've got two different knob choices I can use for the nightstand that I'm building. Check it out. First choice is Grogu here, little flat style knob. And the second choice is a 3D Death Star. These brackets came with these really awesome black screws. They're gonna look really good and set really well and flush with the brackets. But my studs don't really line up very well. So I got studs over here on the left side, but on the right side, we're gonna have to do something a little bit different. Being that this is gonna be mounted over my son's head, safety is of the utmost importance. So I'm gonna use some toggle anchors. These will grab onto the back of the drywall and really secure it in place. The other side's gonna be held to studs, so I think that should be just fine. Back when we were doing a superhero theme, I found these really cool knobs for Sam's dresser. Check them out. Only found 5 superhero knobs and there wasn't an Iron Man, so I painted Iron Man on an old knob that I had sitting around. Although these things are super cool, they're just not gonna match our theme. But these, I think are gonna go great. Before we go any further, I think it's time for a recap. Something that's been on the list for a little while is updating Sammy's room. How old are you now, Sam?
5.
5, almost 6.
6.
I'm about to be 6. Currently, we got a mixture of some superhero stuff and some of the baby stuff that we had in the room. It's kind of a mixture of stuff, and we're gonna go with a new theme and make it a grown-up room for Sammy.
Yeah.
So what theme are we gonna go with when we do your new room?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. All right. What do you have to say?
So maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna build a Star Wars. Our favorite Lego head.
Nice. Okay, the time has come. I finished building everything. Now it's time to bring everything in here, get this place all decorated, make it look like a Star Wars room. I'm ready to show you this reveal. Let's do it.